Hello, this is U.S. Immigration Attorney Sharifa Tharpe. I'm here live to take your questions quickly, but also to give you some good information. So now with the new law that coming out in Florida, there are also a lot of scams going on. So, I'm hearing people that are coming and saying, they were promised a work permit, and now they're either checking to see if that's possible, or now they're realizing that that was never true, and they're trying to figure out their options. So this is what I wanted to talk about today. Is that if someone promised you to get your work permit, then and they never got it for you, so they tried to convince you to come work for them. They used that as the reason that you should come work for them. They lured you to come work for them with promise of a work permit, or promise to sponsor you, even if they didn't say your work permit, but if they promised to sponsor you, and when you started to work, you realized, or you started to feel as if something went wrong there, it likely means that you were scammed, or that you have been the victim of a form of labor trafficking. So I wanted to touch on that to let you know that there is possible relief here if you are in a situation where someone has promised you the work permit, and their real intention at the end of the day was to not apply for you. Their real intention was to get you to work for them, and they use that as a way to get you to work for them. So here's whenever we talk about work permits, this is how you get a work permit. You have to qualify for some form of relief or benefit. So you have to first apply for that, whatever you qualify for. So, for example, it may be asylum, it may be through a family member, it may be adjustment of status, but that adjustment of status, that to get the green card, so you're waiting for your green card here in the US through an employer or a family member. You have TPS, so temporary protected status, or you are applying through VAWA, or you have some other form of relief like deferred action or prosecutorial discretion. But that either has to be granted to get the work permit. When we're talking about work permit, not talking about a visa, I'm talking about the work permit. When you're getting the work permit, you have to, before you get to the work permit, you likely have to show that you've already been granted whatever immigration relief or benefit you've applied for, or you're in the middle of applying for that relief. It's very unlikely that you're going to be able to just print the work permit form and apply for a work permit, just because. So if an employer, if you're currently out of status here, right, or you're outside of the US, and an employer here in the US is telling you that all you have to do is come here and and they will get your work permit for you, then you need to be aware of that. First, here's how you confirm whether they're telling the truth or not. If they tell you you have to come here first, then you have to start to work for them, and then they'll get you the work permit while you're working for them, then that likely is not true, and they're trying to use it as a tactic for you to work for them. Work permits cannot, usually work permits, when it comes to employers, they cannot just get you a work permit. They have to apply for you while you're outside of the United States, for you to go to the embassy, get your work visa. So whatever type of work visa they're applying for, they have to do it when you're outside of the US. Or before you start to work for them, they have to apply for you to change status first. If you find yourself working for them first and you're not authorized to do that, then they can't turn around and fix that situation and get you your work permit. And a lot of these people know that already. but they know the key terms, they know the keywords to use to hook people, to get those people to work for them. And then when you start to work for them, you're finding that you not be happy, your pay is low, you're overworked, you're not getting what you said you were getting. They may even go from promising you the work permit to now being straight up hostile. They may start to hold that your immigration status over your head and threaten you. So in that situation, you could qualify for T status. This T status allows you to get your work permit here in the US, to fix your status, to get an updated I-94 for 4 years, and then after you've gotten approval for the T status, you can then get your permanent residence. Usually after 3 years, so 3 years after having T status, but there are ways to apply for it early. It's called early adjustment of status for people with a T status. So there is relief if you are going through this. Another tip I have is that if you're being promised a work permit or even green card by an employer, but you're already working for them, you're not authorized to work, but they told you you have to earn your stripes, you have to come work for me, and then I'll sponsor you. Be wary. And then if they're starting to say that they're going to get an attorney to work on it for you, or they want you to find the attorney and they want to sit in with the attorney, make sure you schedule that appointment for yourself with the attorney. Not let this person sitting on your appointment with the attorney, because the attorney can honestly tell you, based on an honest conversation between you and the attorney, about what you're going through, what your options are, and whether this person promising you the work permit is telling you the truth. They can advise you based on your best interest and not based on their interest, because they're looking out for their interest as the employer. So just some tips. So the number one rule here that you should always think about, and if you're already in this situation, maybe you're hearing this a bit too late, is if you started working for an employer who promised to get you your card or your work permit, um, as long as you start working for them, they'll go ahead and get that done for you. Then it's likely not true. And if they do have motivation, it's likely to get you to work for them, get you hooked in the job, and then have you continue working as long as you can believe what they're telling you. This is a form of labor trafficking through fraud, and there is relief for you. And we have assisted our clients to get this form of relief. So we'd love to help you, but at this point, you would have to get in touch with us and take the steps necessary to get that relief. Now, I'm going to just go ahead and look through some questions very quickly. And then tomorrow I will be back and I'll make sure we can talk for a little bit longer. Can you speak more on renewing work permits? So it depends. When you're renewing a work permit, you just send in the new I-765 form. And it depends. Renewing it is going to depend on a number of factors, like what kind of application. Because remember, as I said before, you get the work permit by also getting qualifying for other benefits or relief. So what's going on with that form of relief? Is it still pending? If it's still pending, you can renew that work permit, usually. I came to the US and I overstayed, but I don't want to go back to the country due to persistent insurgency in my country. How do I renew my papers? So if you've already overstayed, usually you can't extend. There is the option of asylum, depending on how that the conflict in your country is affecting you directly. That asylum could be a form of relief for you, but you do have to apply for this within 1 year of your entry in the country. So keep in mind that there is a deadline. So get in touch, let's talk, and see if this asylum, because I don't know for sure if it will qualify. This is a condition in your country. Is it a condition that's affecting you directly, that's causing you fear of returning to your country because you fear persecution yourself? So that's where we have to do a detailed analysis. So this is a good question. So does it make a difference if I submit online versus sending my physical evidence? Absolutely. It's a difference. I where kept up with the times, and I do apply wherever there's the option to apply electronically. I do it, and I've never had a regret. You can upload, they keep in touch with you online. So whatever evidence they ask for, you can upload it, you can update the evidence. We get things faster. There is a difference. We do get things faster. We get the receipt note faster. There's no we get everything instantly. The minute they update, we get the notice instantly. So if you can, online submission is the way to go. And that's where they're going eventually. They're trying to make the transition to online. So might as well get with the program. But it's especially helpful with asylum. So yeah, it is a big difference. Just booked a consultation. I'm so glad I'll be able to speak with you. I'm looking forward to helping you. How long does it take to get you a work permit when you file for VAWA? So right now we're seeing anywhere from 6 months to 12 months. All right, so I'm going to head out again. How long does it take you to get a work permit? I think I just answered that question. And when we're talking about marriage-based is 3 to 6 months, is about 6 to 12 months. All right, thanks so much. Just take note of this warning that I'm giving you today, and it's just one rule, right? If you are here and an employer is telling you, I'm going to get you your green card, I'm going to get you your papers, I'm going to get you your status, I'm going to get you your work permit, just come work for me first, even though you're out of status. And even if you're in status, so you say you come on your visitor's visa or another type of visa, and they're telling you, come work for them first, and then they'll go ahead and apply for you, and you don't have a visa to work for them. You've maybe already overstayed, or you came in with another type of visa, like a visitor's visa that does not authorize you to work, then it's likely not true. And my advice is make sure you're covered. You cover yourself. Don't let this person tell you your legal options. Make sure that you contact an attorney, which this is what I do. I help my clients. You talk in confidence with this attorney about your situation, and there's possible relief if you have been the victim of fraud that induced you to go work for them. What if you're having difficulties proving financial abuse? So now this would be best to brainstorm with the attorney. There are various ways to prove it, but it's really based on your circumstances. All right, thanks everyone for your time. I'll be back tomorrow at around lunchtime to talk again. So think of some questions. I'd love to hear your questions, and it can be anything that's immigration related. If you need to get in touch with me, and I highly recommend you do so we can talk about your particular circumstances, go to the link in the profile on Instagram, or go to the link in the description of the video. Click on the link, and there's a button to schedule your own appointment. There's a button to go to the website where you'll see the number, contact form, online chat. So get in touch. Hi there, Mrs. Holness. It's nice to see you. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye.